My name is Bridget Stokes. I'm a filmmaker, mom, many things. But I'm going to talk to you a little bit about being a filmmaker and coming here to Stamford, Connecticut. I've known I wanted to be a filmmaker since I was 18 years old, and I knew I wanted to make independent films, and I thought that the place to do that was New York City. So that's where I went after I graduated college. And I got into the film industry but wasn't able to actually go into film production and make films. Then all of a sudden I found myself in Stamford, Connecticut and about to be a mom, and I thought my dream of being a filmmaker would be gone forever. But what actually happened was I made a commitment to myself that I was going to do this. It's now or never, no matter what. And I started to reach out to local businesses, Father Danilo at St. Basil's, Fernando at Fernando Luis Alvarez Gallery, the folks at the Ferguson Library, Lee at Seaside Tavern, tell them what I was doing, try to get local support, and try and get my first feature film off the ground. It turns out people in the community were excited to help. They were more than willing to help. They opened their doors. They said, come shoot here for free. We'll help you throw a fundraiser. People were excited and amped about being involved in something with someone who was not just coming in and making a movie, but who was also staying local and was going to be part of the community. So when that film was finished in 2010, when my partner and I decided to make our next film, Stamford became the obvious option again. We had built up these relationships in the community, and we were able to shoot our second film here. Worked with Cox Media, Terry at Franklin Street Works, Giovanni at Bar Rosa and Capriccio. Again, people opened their doors and were so excited to have us and to have a film being shot that was being done by local filmmakers. Ultimately what I was able to achieve in Stamford was that after trying to make films for almost 10 years in the city where I thought the filmmaking hub was, once I moved somewhere and became part of the community, that's what actually allowed me to truly be a filmmaker. There's all sorts of great stuff that's happened in Stamford in the past 5 years, in the 4 years that I've been here, and the 5 years that I've been here. Recently I went to an event called Beautiful Spectacle. It was a gathering of artists. There's a new amazing coffee shop called Lorca. There's a brewery called Half Full, and I've been going to events, and I feel like none of what's been going on in this community would have been possible for me to experience if I hadn't come here as a filmmaker trying to make those connections through my work. I've also found work at the Avon. I work at the Avon. It's on Bedford Street. It's an independent film, independent cinema. I was able to connect to them through making films. Now working there, I'm able to continue to work with community organizations. Every week we have speakers and events and local filmmakers coming and talking, and so it's been a great experience being here, being part of the community. I want to talk a little bit about art and commerce. There's a huge connection between art and commerce for me. I think one of the reasons that Stamford's been thriving lately is because of the efforts of the Stamford Downtown Special Services District, the government, and folks in power have recognized that promoting arts and culture fosters better community. People feel more connected to their city when there are vibrant and diverse cultural events and organizations. Though I've always wanted to be an artist, I've also always considered my life in terms of community. Both my parents got their masters from MIT in urban planning, so there's always been this constant nagging part of my brain that wonders how I can foster community in everything that I do. I'm always thinking about how a city or a community becomes a great place to live, a place you're invested in, and through me, it's through art and being able to work and practice what I live. you could do what you love anywhere, and you can love where you live and try to grow and be a part of that place. For me, I ended up enriching my community and being enriched by my community. And my final message to everyone is that I think that we should all make movies. What I mean is that we should all see the world through the prism of narrative. I think that we're all storytellers in some way. Some very talented members of society could make sense of piles of data, but in order to explain that data to the world, you need to tell a story. So I feel we're all movie makers and storytellers, and I can consider all of you my coworkers, and therefore it all circles back to community. Sorry I went over.